Hello students, welcome to class 10 science. Today we will discuss human kidney and the function of its filtering units, that is nephrons, from the chapter Life Processes. Here we have our nephron, the filtering units of kidney responsible to get rid of water and toxic products. The diagram looks very difficult and confusing, isn't it? Now let me show you how to draw a nephron, because children often ask me that it becomes very difficult to draw and label a nephron and understand the diagram. So you just observe how I am drawing. Nephrons are the units of kidney responsible mainly for production of urine, especially to get rid of excess water and toxic waste products. There are approximately 1 million nephrons in each kidney. In an average adult man, approximately 180 liter per day of this filtrate is produced, while only about 1 to 2 liter of urine is passed by a person during a day. So what happens to the remaining say 99% of this filtrate? So let us understand this. This is the afferent arteriole. Efferent arteriole branches out from renal artery. Now blood, dirty blood, enters through this afferent arteriole and it passes through this and comes out like this. Now what is this from it? Which blood is coming out after filtration? This is the efferent arteriole. Now when blood takes around like this, it passes through this network of capillaries. This network of capillaries here, it is called the glomerulus. Why it is capillary? Because it is a network between a blood vessel which is bringing blood inside and another vessel which is taking blood outside. Means this is the artery and this is the vein. So network between arteries and veins is nothing but capillaries. So here in the glomerulus, blood gets filtered and after this it leaves out. So when it gets filtered, this filtrate is called glomerular filtrate. This is called glomerular filtrate, and this filtrate enters a cup-like structure. This is a cup-like structure, and this cup-like structure is called the Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule, this glomerular filtrate enters a coiled tube-like structure, and this tube-like structure is called the tubule. Now blood passes through this tubule and it moves around it until it reaches a collecting duct. This collecting duct is nothing but the ureter, which opens into the urinary bladder. Thus, dirty blood enters through the afferent arteriole, passes through the glomerulus and goes out through the efferent arteriole as clean blood. Now from here the filtrate enters the Bowman's capsule. From Bowman's capsule it enters the tubule. From tubule it enters the ureter, from where it enters the urinary bladder and is ejected out. As you have just seen in the diagram, that one end of the glomerulus is attached to the renal artery or the afferent arteriole, and this brings dirty blood containing waste into the kidney. The other end of it joins with the renal vein or the efferent arteriole, which leaves with urea-free clean blood. If we see the glomerulus properly, it appears like a sieve which works for filtering the blood that is passing through it. And only the small molecules of substances present in blood like glucose, amino acids, salts, urea and water can pass through this glomerulus and get collected as filtrate in the Bowman's capsule. The large molecules like proteins and blood cells cannot pass out through the glomerular capillaries and hence remain behind in the blood. Now comes the tubule. The function of tubule of nephron is to allow selective reabsorption of useful substances like glucose, amino acids, salts and water into the blood capillaries. When filtrate containing useful substances, they enter this tubule, then there is reabsorption of useful substances, and only the waste substances like urea and some unwanted salts and excess water, they remain behind in the tubule. The liquid left behind in the tubule of nephron is nothing but urine. The nephron carries this urine into the collecting duct of the kidney, from where it is carried to ureter, and from ureter it passes into the urinary bladder, and when this bladder, it stores it for some time, and when the bladder is full, then it is removed out or excreted out through the urethra. So we have seen filtration of blood, we have seen the formation of urine and a reabsorption in the tubule. Now what happens to the remaining blood, the blood which has been cleaned, how it returns to the body, it goes back to the heart? Let us understand. This efferent arteriole, it does not end here. Now see what happens to this efferent arteriole which is carrying blood out of kidney. From here you see, this is the one which takes away blood after cleaning, and it just loops around this like this, and then it goes towards the body. So here we get a loop like this. So this is nothing but the blood vessel which takes back blood after cleaning towards the body. And here this portion, this is called the loop of Henle. So we can say that the formation of urine involves 3 steps: glomerular filtration, where the blood gets filtered through the glomerulus; reabsorption of solutes in the tubule, where important substances are reabsorbed by the walls of the renal tubule and goes back to the blood flowing in the capillaries; and lastly tubular secretion, that is those byproducts of metabolism which are not at all required by the body and are rather injurious for health, are secreted out of the tubule and later excreted. Let us understand the composition of urine. Urine is transparent, yellowish, aqueous fluid, and its chief nitrogenous constituent is urea, while ammonia, uric acid, and creatinine are other nitrogenous constituents of normal urine. So with this we complete the functioning of human kidney, and we have discussed how filtration of blood takes place in the kidney of human. Now before I wind up, here is a small practice session to help you understand how much you have learned and to revise the topic. So answer the questions so as to revise. Till I come up with my next video, enjoy learning.